Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to get into yet more Ren. I've been going down this extensive, amazing Ren rabbit hole that you guys have brought me on, and it has been probably the most satisfying journey I've ever been on musically, entertainment standpoint, really, to be honest with you guys. This one was definitely, and still is to this day, the most requested song that you guys want me to react to. It is the three-parter. I am doing the three-parter, the full one that you guys made sure that I did. I know there was a lot of you that were begging and pleading that I do the full version. I am going to do that one here. It is a three-parter: the Tale of Jenny, Tale of Screech, and then the Tale of Violet. So we're going to be getting into that today. In case you guys are new to the channel, what we do here is we listen to the song and watch the music video. We analyze the music, we analyze the meaning of the song, and we overall just talk about the impact that the song may or may not have. So that's what we do on this channel. That's what we're going to be doing today. I will stop it every once in a while to kind of just talk about some things that I think are important. I do want to say, please make sure that you like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. On my Patreon right now, you can see some other things that are not just music reactions, but as well as TV show reactions, movie reactions, things like that. And for some of these things, you can get actually exclusive access to some of these videos, like the Ren videos, like my other music reaction videos. Link to that will be in the description below. That helps the channel a lot, but is not required, and I do appreciate it. All right, so without further ado, let's get into Ren, the Tale of Jenny and Screech. All right, here we go. Looks like he's playing some riffing in A minor, it sounds like. That's really cool. Right there, he's obviously using his voice to make kind of like a 1920s or 1950s horn sound, which is really clever considering that it's literally just him and a guitar. So using his vocal prowess to add to the song. This looks like it is live. We have the mic on the jacket there. By the way, his fit in this is pretty amazing, to be honest with you. I'm liking the 90s fit. He's my age. I didn't know that. And you can kind of hear his fingers hitting the string. So again, really cool that Ren does a lot of these things live. Let's continue.
It was a quiet, dark night in an empty street somewhere in London City. Jenny walked alone, she was dragging her feet. She was heading back home to sleep. Well, she knew this town, she knew this floor, because she walked it about 1,000 times before. She wanted to escape. Can you blame? Well, on the very same night, in a different place, there walked this hooded young youth by the name of James. He was 14 years old and out of his brain. He'd been smoking ganja with the boys. James, he grew up to be a kid of the street. His mates called him Screech. He was quick on his feet. He was a liar, a thief. At 14 years old, the devil had set his sights on his soul. As Jenny walked home all alone, she felt scared. Usually she was alright, but it was like there was something in the air. A divine intervention telling her to beware, maybe intuition bogging her and making her so scared. Sirens sounded in the distance to the beat of Jenny's feet. A symphony of the night that echoes crime on London streets. Jenny turns a corner, their eyes they meet. Up or go Jenny, a boy named Screech. Give me all your money, bitch, give it to me. If you cooperate, then you'll soon be free. I want your purse, your phone, don't fucking look at me. I mean it. Bitch, are you listening to me?
A couple of things that I'm noticing here is, first of all, he's playing arpeggios. Looks like he's just vamping A major, D minor, A major, D minor. So he's doing 5-1, 5-1, 5-1. Pretty basic in terms of songwriting. The artistry here is in the storytelling and what he's talking about. And also to note with the music is he's not just straight playing those chords, right? He's not just strumming those chords. He's using his finger picking that he does pretty much in everything that I've seen so far. And he's using that to essentially play the bass as well. So he's using his thumb to do the bass line on the lower, the E string and the A string, and then strumming the other notes. So pretty cool how he's using what he has to his advantage. I'm sure we're going to see more of that. And again, his acting skills are really cool. You can see them kind of menacing craziness in his face when he's pretending to be Screech. But let's back up a tad more and continue that.
A symphony of the night that echoes crime on London streets. Jenny turns a corner, their eyes they meet. Our poor girl Jenny, a boy named Screech. Give me all your money, bitch, give it to me. If you cooperate, then you'll soon be free. I want your purse, your phone, don't fucking look at me. I mean it, bitch, are you listening to me? Jenny freezes statue like a lady shakes stalactite. Feel like liquid nitrogen in the dark night. She tried to find strength to move, but stayed as still as a statue in high-heeled shoes. What the hell you playing at? You playing games with me? I swear to fucking God, I'll slice the rosy off your cheeks. You think I don't mean it, girl? You don't know me. The last thing you see will be a boy code. Screech reached with the sheath of the blade, with the teeth that could bite through steel and slice concrete. And he swung possessed with the devil in his chest, and the statue she was turned to butter in her breath.
The imagery.
It was a quiet dark night in an empty street somewhere in London City. Jenny lay still on the cold concrete. She's found somewhere to sleep. Well, she knew this town, she knew this floor, 'cause she'd walked it about 1,000 times before. I guess that she escaped. It's such a shame.
There's a lot to unpack. The story here is obviously Jenny's walking down the street. The street she's walked down 1,000 times. Something felt off. In comes James or Screech. Essentially slices her up because she basically wasn't cooperating. I want to talk about the line he used.
She's found somewhere to sleep.
So she's found somewhere to sleep. It's poetic, darkly poetic, because that's how he started off the song essentially, right? Looking for a place to sleep. And now he's saying she escaped. She escaped the life that she had. She escaped the monotonous, life that she was living in, but she also escaped that situation. She escaped the terror and the trauma of that situation by dying. It's very darkly poetic. It's very Shakespearean. It's a great way of storytelling. I'm excited to see what these next ones are going to be.
It's such a shame.
Very hard run. The vibrato he has is perfect. Hitting those runs, not everybody can do, but we all know he can sing after watching Chalk Outline. So very, very, very cool. Let's go on to the tale of Screech. Very classical guitar playing, just like in High Ren. Using his thumb to play the bass note on the guitar. Very Jimi Hendrix-like. Sorry, I'm laughing because that part, it's not the only song that has it, but that reminds me of Thunderstruck, that little riff. It's just playing two notes with an open string in between. That's why I'm laughing. Apologize. I liked the fit last time, but I'm not digging the Cowboys jacket.
Starts right at the end of the life of poor Jenny, clocked out like Big Ben. This Screech, dear boy, where did he go? He melted into the black night just like snow.
Like snow. Not technically perfect, not technically how somebody would sing, but for this particular type of video, for this particular type of performance, I think it fits perfectly. It's very sad, it's very dreary, it's very like I said before, dark. He does a good job before of adding distortion to his voice. A lot of people do that, obviously, a lot of rock singers, a lot of metal singers, but doing it in a way that doesn't hurt your voice. You have to have good control of your voice. The fact that he's able to do that, again, dude can sing.
Screech, dear boy, where did he go? He melted into the black night just like snow.
Great line, by the way.
Patrick, man, let me in, please open the door. I think I fucked up, Patrick, really fucked up, man, I'm not sure. I got crazy, left this lady lying still on the floor. I think I killed her, Patrick, come on, man, I can't knock no more. But Screech kept on knocking till his knuckles became sore. But there's no sign of Patrick down at number 54. No refuge for our villain, for the bitter hands of fate, with something far more sinister in mind that does away.
Great job using his guitar again for drumming, for tempo purposes. Really cool.
Hey, babe, you in? Nah, nothing really, I'm just a bit tired, listen. Can I swing around yours for a few moments? I just really miss you, babe. What the fuck do you mean you're busy? You fucking bitch! For fuck's sakes! Siren sounds approaching like a banshee in the night. The shrill cry of justice cutting like the sharpest knife. But Screech was never one to run, not one to miss a fight. One hand upon his blade, he turned to face the blue lights. Come on then, you fucking cunts, let's fucking have you then. I am Screech, I'm the boss, I'm the ender of men. You think that uniform you're wearing means that you own these streets? These are my fucking streets, and they call me fucking Screech. Richard was an officer who stood at 6'3", working London on the night shift. What he didn't think he'd see was a boy running at him like an animal possessed. With no time to hesitate, he fired 4 bullets at Screech's chest.
The imagery.
Our story, it ends right at the start. Young Screech and poor Jenny lying one street apart. An officer shaken by the boy that he claimed. 2 bodies lay lifeless, and it's such a shame. It's such a shame.
Again, his performance is what's not selling this, but kind of keeping you enthralled, right? There was some things I wanted to say during that, but I didn't stop it because I was so into the story. And that's just part of his performance. Guitar is not necessarily creating a song here. It's more of background music to essentially what is really a cinematic story being told, right? Very unique, very different from pretty much anything that's been around for a long time. So let's get into Violet's Tale. I don't know how it could be any more dark than it already is, but we'll see. Sounded like a hospital. Yep. Little pirate song. before we get into this, I know there's a lot of people out there that think that the finger tapping like that is amazing, and it 100% can be depending on how it's played, but it's actually not as difficult as people think. This is a tangent, but real quick. All it is a bunch of hammer-ons and pull-offs. What was he playing? It looks like he was playing it right here. So it's really simple, honestly. I'm essentially plucking with my finger and then going right back down. So I'm essentially getting 3 notes with like one quick movement, and then so not too hard to do, but it looks really cool and it sounds really cool. It's kind of something that rock guitar is kind of brought more to the forefront because of how flashy it looks. But I think in this case, it's more to emulate kind of a high intensity, high adrenaline, heart rate increase moment that's about to happen. I'm just assuming I haven't seen this yet, but considering what's happened so far with Jenny dying, with Screech dying one street away, and a cop shooting a kid, essentially, like, it's pretty intense. So this is part of what he's trying to portray by doing that. Let's go back a tad. All right, here we go. Beautiful. Again, using his head voice there, or the falsetto. His falsetto it captivates me. So far, I like this one the best. And I'll get into why that is in a second.
London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. Rhythmic beats and bloodstains, she's our lady weep. She's tired and frail. To set the scene, we must rewind the hands of time for Violet's tale.
Visual and sound emulating rewinding.
Violet was a silent girl, grew up with violent starts. Her mother was a drinker and her father was a bastard. Every night he took her tie but never left the room. I'll spare you of the things he did, I'm sure her mother knew. Violet was a
Lots more musically here. This is definitely my favorite one so far. The use of reverb, and they use it in their songs, but in his songs, but essentially, especially right here, is super cool. And you know that he's went and scoped out and prepared and tested out the reverb with the recording and all those things beforehand. It's just amazing kind of what you can get out of it when you do that. And the natural reverb, honestly, to me sounds much better than artificial here. Very, very cool. The melody he chose in this was beautiful. Again, the craziness in his eyes pulls through. So let's keep going.
Night he took a tie but never left the room. I'll spare you with the things he did, I'm sure her mother knew. Violet was a silent girl, she moved out at 16. A semi-detached council flat, paid for by a welfare scheme. Packing shelves at Tesco, stacking jars like pickled bricks. She met a boy named Stevie and he was a little prick. Violet was a silent girl and and Violet, she fell fast. See, Stevie was a wrong un, but he sure knew how to charm her. Every night he took her tight, but never left the room. History repeats itself, he'd paint her black and blue and dark. She never stood a chance. The devil comes to dance.
That was... Not only was the tone of his voice amazing on that part, but the use of the reverb of the staircase. Mwah, chef's kiss. Let's talk about the story real fast. The story he's telling is unfortunately extremely common. Somebody, you know, whether boy or a girl, especially women or, you know, girls, get abused by their father, their mother, what have you. In this case, it's her father, and her mother kind of just is silent about the whole thing. History usually does end up repeating itself. That's all you know. You grow up in a violent household, getting beat, and you fall in love with somebody who just like that and does the same thing to you. It's unfortunately a vicious cycle. So this is a very horrific tragedy that he's building here. Again, Shakespearean. I want to hear this hallway thing again.
Took her tie, but never left the room. History repeats itself, he'd paint her black and blue and dark. She never stood a chance. The devil comes to dance. Violet, why are you always so quiet? On her bedroom door and he's irate. He's been drinking and smoking, he's up late. And he stands by her bedside, she shakes, but her eyes stay shut. You fucking slut, I know you're up. And he pinches her eyelids and folds them up. Violet, why are you lying to me, Violet? She stays silent, things turn violent. That's the sound of his fists when they fall like a crashing pilot. Hit like hailstones, one to the collarbone, full force, full blown, blood's black bone, crack, knick, knack, paddy whack, one to the jaw when the tooth spat, detached fist connects and disconnects a bone. A quick deflect to misdirect the blow, but nonetheless his punches met her throat. Such a mess, he's left her bruised and broke. Violet, why you always so silent, Violet? Again? Why you such a little liar, Violet? Do you think I want to do this, Violet? In character, she stays silent. Well, say something, Violet. Silence. Fucking say something, Violet. Silence. Wait. Say something, Violet. Not one word. She stays quiet.
Back to where we started. So that put her in the hospital, huh?
London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. The doctor, in a state of shock, saw something here so very wrong. See, Violet, she was pregnant. Poor Violet, she was 9 months gone. Turning to the doctor, Violet broke her silence and she cried, if I'm to die right here tonight, please let my baby stay alive. The doctor soon regained composure, called the surgeon to come in. As Violet's world turned to black, the curtains closed, the lights went dim. In London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington just lost the fight to stay alive. A tragedy or a miracle, it happened on these very streets. Two twins aligned side by side. A girl named Jenny.
No way, dude.
And a boy named Screech.
I wasn't ready for that one, y'all. So essentially, Screech killed his own sister that he didn't know it was his own sister. God damn, bro. That was deeper than I expected it to be, man. Obviously, it kind of makes sense at the end of it. Like, Screech and Jenny were obviously tied together. I just figured Violet was kind of just a one-off in the same universe, I guess. Let's talk about it. I think out of all three of them, I prefer Violet Tail the most. Just the musicality of it, the melodies he chose, the use of reverb, especially in Violet's Tail, was so cool. I think that staircase one was kind of what sold it for me. That was the cherry on top. What's really cool about this trilogy is how it's very similar to High Ren but opposite. And what I mean by that is in High Ren, right, we had a lot, mostly rapping with mixed in vocals here and there, and we had the storytelling, we had the kind of creative lyrics and the creative way that he tells a story. It's the same thing in this, except instead of it's flipped on itself. Instead of it being mostly rap, he has mostly singing and guitar playing with kind of a little bit of rap mixed in. And this came before High Ren, right? So this kind of showcased more so his musicality and his writing and creativity more than High Ren did, in my opinion, just because it's from a musical standpoint, just because it has the singing aspect of it as opposed to the rapping. Not that you can't be creative and artistic and skillful by rapping, but I think musically there's more there, and it takes a little more skill to be vocally as good as he is than it does to rap. So that's pretty cool, honestly. And I think that makes this really interesting. And by interesting, I mean, it's very easy to see how good of a musician he is. And then the storytelling, obviously, High Ren, again, prevalent there, but here I think it's even more prevalent because of how he ties everything together. He has everything build up, the way he builds up with the stops in the music, using his guitar like what he did to knock on the door, and using the rewind and fast forward. All of that is really cool, intricate stuff that he does to move the song along or move the story along and make it super, super engaging. Everything he did in this was strategic. There was not any mistakes that he made in this. Every note that was played was strategic, every movement. And you have to think about, he had to be in those exact places at that exact time of the song. So it's not like this was probably done in a take. This was probably gone through and thought about and ran through a few times to figure out, okay, at this point of the song, I need to be in this area to get this reverb. And at this point in the song, I need to be at this spot and this reverb. And even at the part right at the beginning of Violet's Tail, right before he's in the stairwell, you see him when they pan out of the hallway, you see him standing on a square tape on the floor. And I'm pretty sure that was put there by them, so he knows he needs to stand there for that shot. Just little things that I noticed watching it that have a lot and everything to do with the production of the song, right? I know that a lot of people made out of High Ren that this was done in one take, but it was done in a single take, but there were multiple takes. I think 7 it was. And he picked what he thought was the best one. And I think some of the zoomed out camera angles were from a different take, but he tries to do things in ways to make it have the best production value and the best overall quality for what he's trying to portray to the audience. And I think that's noble. I think that's a great thing that a lot of artists take for granted. A lot of artists, especially now, especially in hip hop, they write their lyrics. Some of them don't even do that. They do their song, they record it, and they let the production do the rest of it. Right. So really all they're doing is they're sitting there a couple takes, they do the song, they do the lyrics, they run off with the production company do it. He's doing pretty much all of this except for, some of the filming and editing and stuff is done by Sam, but he's doing all of this. He's doing the preparation, he's doing the scouting for the area, then what they want to do. He's doing the timing of everything, of where he's going to stand. I feel like that's things that maybe if you aren't familiar with Ren or you aren't familiar with production like this, or video production or musical production, any of that stuff, sound production, you don't understand how intricate and how precise you need to be, everything falling into place. The music for him, I'm sure, comes very natural, but everything else, I'm sure it took work to get to that point. And that's not an indictment at all. It's more so showing that he's very detail oriented and putting out the best possible quality content he can for these songs. And that's super, super dope to me, in my opinion. I think that's, again, something that's missing from all of this stuff. I wanted to say that because that's super important to me when it comes to music, is taking pride and putting heart into what you're doing. And he obviously 100% does that. I'm currently editing this video right now, and I'm not really happy with how I kind of talked about it at the end. And I don't normally do this. I'd like to have my raw reaction to what I saw in the video. But while I'm editing this, I felt like there's a lot of stuff I originally left out that I wanted to say about the song. Using the guitar as pretty much every single instrument, the drums, the bass, the guitar, right? It's the driving force for the cinematic experience, which is this is not a song. It's a cinematic experience with music as the backing track. The way he's able to use the guitar, use his surroundings to his advantage. I think people do not understand how unique and very, very cool it is that he's using natural reverb in this song particularly, right? That in Violet's Tale, when he gets to the staircase and he never had a chance, that whole thing, and you hear it echoing through the staircase, I get chills every time I hear that. To have that type of mental capacity to find that spot, say this is where I want to do it in this part of the song, and this is the notes I'm going to sing. I mean, it's very, very innovative. So I wanted to put that out there because I think Violet's Tale is probably one of my favorite cinematic storytelling songs that I've ever heard. The whole thing as a trilogy is awesome, but Violet's Tale in particular, the way he mixes the musicality of it, because that one's more of a song than the other two. His voice in that is purely angelic, and the way he's able to mix in the hip hop aspects, the spoken word aspects, the acting, the music, the using his environment around him, all of those things get you more emotionally invested than the other two. Musically, like I said before, he used the guitar kind of to be a backing track for the story he was telling. He did use it to move things along, like the rewind and the fast forward. He used it for, drum beats here and there. Just playing arpeggios, like I said before, and he's using the bass or his thumb to kind of play different bass notes. What is being played, the chords he's playing, is not as essential as how it's being used to better or to move the song along, right? I do think that we are missing stuff like this in music now. I've said this countless times in all of my reactions, and I'll keep saying it, but I feel like music right now it lacks artistry, it lacks storytelling, and it lacks kind of resonating with its audience. While this might not necessarily be similar in resonating with audiences as, for instance, Higher End did, and Sick Boy and Chalk Outlines, the last few I did, this definitely will resonate with some, right? Abuse, like I said before, is a common thing, unfortunately. He kind of depicts it pretty well, how it's a kind of a history repeats itself. It's just kind of really cool to have storytelling in music that maybe there might not be a lot of people that like it, but I think it's something that we need. He's essentially, and I've seen this put around in my comments before, but he's kind of like the bard of our time, right? It's called his bardcore, is essentially what this is. And that one caught me off guard how that ended. I didn't expect it to go that way. Really enjoyed that, and I understand why you guys wanted me to look at it, because his storytelling on that was really cool. Yeah, I'll have to revisit this. I really appreciate the support you guys are showing me on the channel. I'm so happy that the channel is growing as it is. I appreciate all of you guys for the support. Thank you so much, and please do remember that good vibes are contagious.